So here we are now down to the Hateful Eight, or rather the 8 categories that people probably turn to most when they're looking up the Academy Award winners, because it seems that nobody tunes in these days. You just open up your newspaper, or rather log on online and see what won. But it is what it is, so we're going to plow into the next 4 categories that we're going to cover here in our Oscar special. And those would be Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Original Screenplay, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Supporting Actor. So, Best Adapted Screenplay, I feel like it's just going to be The Martian. I mean, I don't think that it has a shot at other categories, to be truthful. Even though people said it was good and enjoyable, it's almost too safe as a film because it's heroic and blah, 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 blah.
Right, yeah, it's too easy a pick. You can't go that far. It's got to be Big Short.
No, I was going to say, like, this is the only award it's going to win of the night is Best Adapted Screenplay.
No, it's not going to get it.
Really? Why? Okay, so I feel like it'll go to
I mean, it got a lot of love, popularly.
Yeah.
But I think Big Short, it's got, the whole financial crisis aspect to it, which kind of gives you something there. Plus, from everything that I've seen, just really well-written story that... really, I mean, they cast great actors to say the words, which really helps.
Yeah.
So, I think that, with great actors saying, a good story, I think you got it. I think Big Short takes it.
Yeah, see, here's the problem, is I always forget that it's the Academy people voting, and it's not the people. Not always, but sometimes you forget yourself. I still would go with The Martian as a safe pick. Big Short, I honestly think... Again, we're getting somewhat political here. I think the political spin... I mean, this is why Big Short didn't do too well at the box office, but The Martian did. Is that people... people were affected by the financial crisis, but I think everybody has their own little take on it, and you kind of know what to expect from a Hollywood take on... the financial crisis, so that bores people, and there's so much, I don't want to say enjoyment.
Nothing about it bores me. Like, I have read so many books on it.
That's because you enjoy nonfiction. I think people enjoy fiction more, and I think that adapted screenplay, it's the human element, really. Actually, I just would give it to The Martian here, because I think it's the only one, but... You think Big Short, I think Martian.
I'd say Big Short.
I'm willing to bet, though, on Best Original Screenplay. We're going to be both in agreement here with Straight Outta Compton.
I really wish that it would win, but it's not going to.
Oh, really? Best Original Screenplay, not Straight Outta Compton? They're not going to give it the...
Give the Oscar So White vote? No.
Well, it's not just that. I also think of it as the... actually, everybody...
The Citizen Kane Award?
I always thought of it as the Citizen Kane Award. Yeah.
Yeah, and I...
Between Oscar So White and Citizen Kane.
It stands a chance. I'll grant you that. But I think Spotlight's going to take it in the end.
God, really?
I really want Straight Outta Compton. I'm not going to be mad if Straight Outta Compton wins. I loved that movie. But, no, I think Spotlight's going to win.
God, why?
It's about the Catholic Church abusing kids.
Yeah. It's like it's the political aspect again.
Aspect again. Plus, I've heard it's a very good movie. So,
yeah.
It's got a lot of love. So, I think that probably it's going to take it.
Okay, so Best Supporting Actress then. I gave it to... Okay, and we're moving into these categories where there is less and less that I've seen. And just to be frank, I'm going at least off of what I've read. I'm giving it to Rooney Mara for Carol, just because she plays opposite Cate Blanchett as, I believe, her secret lover back in the 40s, 50s, whatever this period piece is set. And I don't know. I just assume that it's going to go there because I haven't heard a whole lot of good things about Kate Winslet in Steve Jobs movie. Jennifer Jason Leigh was okay in Hateful Eight, but honestly, I don't remember how much she said or did on screen, so her character to me was forgettable. No offense there. Spotlight, I'm sorry, Rachel McAdams, but just never grabs me. And Alicia Vikander, Danish girl, yeah, maybe not. But I think that Rooney Mara for Carol is just like, it's a safe. I'm going one saying that's a good politically left thing, and two, it's a safe one where there's, from what I've heard buzz-wise, like a good quote-unquote safe performance there where, like, okay, it was a solid head nod.
Solid performance. And Rooney Mara, of course, excellent so much. But really, it's basically a horse race between Kate Winslet and Alicia Vikander.
Really?
Yeah.
I see.
Between the two of them, they've been taking the awards. A lot of acclaim, and people almost thinking. I mean, I know it's weird because Winslet's so young, but she's done so many great movies, and we should really give her something. But Vikalander's kind of like the up and coming.
Yeah.
And so, I think Vikalander's actually going to take it.
Okay, I'm going with the what I think is the safe choice, and I could see that given Danish Girl is about transgenderism stuff.
Yeah,
and that's another one of those safe things. Plus, I don't think Eddie Raymond has a shot, but we'll get into that when we get to that category.
Yeah.
So, I guess that moves us on to Best Supporting Actor, and again, going off of politics, I really want Sly Stallone to win. I want Sly to win. He should win. But I think it's going to go to Mark Ruffalo because I'll just lay it on the line. I know that Hollywood has never been favorable towards Christians, Catholics, or anybody kind of leaning that way. So Mark Ruffalo will get it. And plus, Mark Ruffalo ruffles have ridges. He's a decent actor, so it's just politics combined with you have a good actor. I think it should go to Sly Stallone. I think Sly is a great actor. I think that Creed, which I really desperately want to see, is probably a great movie, and a lot of people have gushed about how good it is. I think Creed should have been up for way more awards than this, but I think it's going to go to Mark. Mr. Ruffalo.
Yeah, Jason Mitchell should have gotten nominated for Straight Outta Compton. I'm just going to say that.
And
I'm not saying he should have won. I'm saying he should have at least got nominated.
And the guy who played Creed's son should have gotten nominated too, from what I hear. That's just weird.
Yeah, weird that Sly got nominated and he didn't.
Yeah.
But, much as I love Mark Ruffalo, and I do, and I think that he plays a great Bruce Banner. Yes. Like, I was a little skeptical at first, because he's like boy next door kind of dude. But he plays it really, like, subdued. And plays Bruce Banner, just exactly kind of the way that I expect him. Like,
and that's probably what I'm basing off of. Is he plays Bruce Banner the way that I would want him to be played?
Right, he's the puny human.
Yeah,
he's like kind of this little meek, like kind of. If I was Hulk, I'd want to smash him.
Yeah,
it's just kind of perfect. And so yes, much as I love Ruffalo, and who else do we have here? Bale. Even just the clips I've seen of Bale in Big Short, he seems very good in that. Mark Rylance, I haven't seen much of him. Bridge of Spies. Tom Hardy, always excellent. Loved him as Bane.
Yep.
And of course Sylvester Stallone, who's gonna win it.
You really think they'll give it to Sly?
Sly won it. Sly's gonna win it. I mean, he won the Golden Globe. And it's one of the very few categories that the Golden Globe is a good predictor on.
Oh, really?
So
I'll change it then, because I would have gone all political on this, but I want Sly to win, so I'll pick Sly.
He's got this epic career, and he is Rocky, and he's playing Rocky again. And you know what? Even like Rocky Balboa, he was so good at.
Yes.
You go back to, now, granted, got a little cheesy in the middle, but if you go the first couple of Rocky movies, you go Rocky Balboa, or even the hundreds of other films he's done, Oscar, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Actually turns out he's a pretty good actor. Alan Smithy Presents Burn Hollywood Burn. She's hilarious in. So really, I think that it's almost again one of the Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Okay,
but
that's
actually,
where I
I've
wanted to go,
heard that he
so,
gives
yeah.
a really great performance in it, and I like you just want to see this movie. But yeah, I think it's going to be really.
Okay,
good.
then
I think he's going to win.
I'm switching it then. I want Sly to win, and I almost picked him, and hearing you say that it's almost another Lifetime Achievement Award-ish moment for him, I would go with that because, yeah, the first couple of Rocky films for sure, and the Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, he was so good in Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa, not one of the stronger films. He was still so good in that. That makes it a great film. So, there you have it. Another change on the spot, but, it's a smart change. Yeah, Sly Stallone for Creed, and, well, that's Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Adapted Screenplay. So that moves us along to the Big Four. Yes, those ones that, well, pretty much help define what the Academy Awards are. So let's move to it. And here we are now at the final four. No, it's not March Madness. It's the last four categories of the Academy Awards. And these are the big ones, folks. The ones that people typically tune in for right there to hear, to see what glorious things or horrible misfires, that is, have happened. So,
and there have been many.
There have been
many over the years.
Many. So let's start things off.
When was the last time you watched Titanic? I mean, come on, be honest.
Yeah, really, no kidding.
Shakespeare in Love, seen that lately?
Nope.
And everybody was saying that Saving Private Ryan should have won that year. Have you seen that one lately?
Nope. Same with English Patient. It was one of those
English Patient. Oh,
it's like everybody looked back and what have we done? We basically gave it to a movie about a guy who sells out to the Nazis?
With the most horrible effects ever. Anyway.
Yes. So, with that said, let's go on to Best Actress, which you've got Cate Blanchett up for Carol, Brie Larson for Room, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy,
J-Law,
Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, and Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn. I picked Cate Blanchett for Carol because Cate Blanchett, again, safe pick. I almost picked Brie Larson for Room because the story sounded interesting, and to make that performance Oscar-worthy, or at least what I think should be a top 5 Oscar-nominated person, has to be something of some merit. But I'll go with Cate Blanchett because she's a good, solid actress, and I believe she probably pulled off whatever role she had in Carol, which obviously was the leading actress. But that's my take on it. Is that
she might have even been Carol.
She might have even been Carol for all I know. This is how disconnected I am. And yeah, really. But truthfully, that's just what I'm going with, because also semi-politics. It's about two young women in love. Well, Cate Blanchett isn't that young anymore. Two women in love, and period piece, politics. Not only that, but Cate Blanchett is an okay actress, so yeah.
Okay actress?
Yeah.
She's incredible. I totally agree with you. Cate Blanchett is an incredible actress. Unfortunately, Brie Larson's going to win.
You think Brie Larson over her?
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Cate Blanchett,
yeah.
she's going to win. Not unfortunately for
Brie Larson.
For Brie Larson.
I'm sorry.
Or for the category.
Here's your
apparently,
award.
Incredible performance. Apparently, the chemistry between her and the little boy who plays her son is incredible. I've basically been winning all of the awards. It's, Brie Larson's gonna take it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't got much more to say than that. Yeah.
I can buy it. I'm just going with Cate Blanchett because of that period piece.
Because of Past's prologue.
Yeah. So I guess that moves us on to Best Actor, and this is kind of a stuffed field with people that you kind of want to see win awards. Like, you've got Bryan Cranston for Trumbo. You've got Matt Damon. Well, maybe not all of them want to win. For The Martian.
Matt Damon!
Yeah. Leo DiCaprio. Okay, maybe not him either. I don't know. For The Revenant. Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, and Eddie Redmayne as the Danish Girl. I'm sorry, Eddie's not going to get it because he already won last year for, I guess, what was truly award-winning performance for being Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
And if memory serves me correctly, traditionally people don't win twice in a row, and when they do, it's like 2 and done.
Yeah.
And politics aside,
nobody's ever won 3 in a row.
Nobody's ever won 3 in a row, and even though this is like a whole transgendered film, I don't think it's going to win, even though that's like kind of a political hobby horse right now. I think that it's going to go to DiCaprio because of early buzz, and because, as you had mentioned in a prior segment, that there was, when it first came out, all this kind of hot buzz surrounding it, where people are really into it, and it's kind of tapered off. But that was, right around when the awards came out and the nominees were out. People are, The Revenant, The Revenant, The Revenant.
Right.
So I think he probably rode that wave in. Matt Damon, I'm sure he was fine. Bryan Cranston is always great. But
probably one of the greatest living actors.
Yeah. Not short of J.K. Simmons.
Well, right, he's no J.K. Simmons, but...
Yeah. But DiCaprio, I think that it's going to be one of those finally. I think we've said it so many times, it almost feels like it's the Gold Watch Award,
right?
Academy Awards.
It is.
Because I would say that just because he's been, I don't know if he's been up that many times. I know he's won Golden Globes several times.
Yeah, a few Golden Globes.
But either A, he's just fallen short of getting nominated for Best Actor, or B, he's been up but somebody else has won.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And your pick is?
Well, obviously, it's Leo. Leonardo DiCaprio is going to win. It's, again, a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Really?
Yeah.
We're both
I
going
think
with
that
that.
People are going with... He's had so many great performances, and he was pretty good in this one. And so I think that, he's won everything. It's just kind of foregone conclusion at this point that he's going to win. I think that Bryan Cranston should win. Like I said, one of the greatest living actors. He's just incredible to me, and from everything I've seen from his performance as Trumbo, and the fact that it's about the blacklist.
It's about the
really
blacklist. It's a Hollywood movie about Hollywood. And
about Douglas Trumbo.
And when you're talking about Academy Award films and Academy Award nominees, it's all about self-love.
You can't get more Oscar baity.
Yeah.
But really, it's Leo's gonna win.
Yeah,
not gonna break my heart if Bryan Cranston upsets it, but I don't think that there's anybody close to him.
No, and for
the reasons you mentioned, like Eddie Redmayne should, by all rights, playing a man who is transgender would be, okay.
I can't see, the only one on this list I can't see being a really strong contender, truthfully, Michael Fassbender or Steve Jobs. I mean, I'm sure he did a great performance, but
and from the clips I've seen, did an excellent job.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, though, that it's just I think in some ways, when you're in a category like Best Actress before, like I heard Brie Larson's performance was pretty good too, but when you're like the solid performer up against other performers, and like all the other performances are like, okay, they have their good steps, their bad steps. I think the one that's the all-around solid one, that's where my vote usually goes, or my expectation is the one who had the quote-unquote solid performance,
right,
is going to win. And
which of course has got to be Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, which would you think it'd go to Bryan Cranston, but I think it'll go to DiCaprio because he's grown as an actor, and it's his time, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, but Michael Fassbender, like if the rest of the category was weak, if it was a weaker Best Actor list, I guess you would say Best Actor nom, I think that he would win. But in this, he's the
if he was up against Ashton Kutcher as Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
I think Fassbender wins every time.
Well, true, but I think that's a different category of acting altogether. I'm just giving it to him, DiCaprio over the others, and more so than Fassbender, because his is the safe performance. If for lack of a better way of putting it, I'd say he's the safe one, which
right.
Eddie Redmayne would be the even safer one, given the hot button nature of the whatnotness, but DiCaprio. And we're both in agreement. It's DiCaprio.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if anybody,
if it's a dark horse too, I would say Bryan Cranston because he's playing. That's Oscar baity without being too Oscar baity.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was a Holocaust survivor who was blacklisted,
then he definitely wins.
then he'd be winning. You just have to give it to him on principle, you know.
But yeah, I think that if there is a second, then it's Bryan Cranston. But no, Leo's going to win that one. It's almost ridiculous how much he's going to win that one.
Yeah, it's like, and second runner-up, that doesn't happen. What would that even look like? You're the second runner-up best actor. You're like, we almost picked you. It's like even shorter speech now that they've like truncated the speech time even more.
Mm-hmm.
You had Before we move on to the last two, best actor, best director, best picture, it goes. So I think it's worth to note that they've shortened the time. They've tried to, and it's still somehow they managed to fill a 4-hour block meant for 2.
No, they block out 3 hours.
They block out 3 hours.
It's a 3-hour show that always goes over.
God. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. And they've made so many efforts, but somehow still it manages to be 4 hours and tedious. And they've made it so now that actors and actresses, actually I think everybody, if you're up for an award, you are supposed to pre-submit a list of people you would like to thank, and they will put those like up on like they'll project them on the wall or put them like underneath the person scrolling on TV, like this person would like to thank blah 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 blah. So they have like 45 seconds where they're supposed to get up there, and I guess they don't want them like thanking too many people outright, because then it ends up being a laundry list.
Right.
But they want them to get up there and say like, this was a triumph of blah, or I am happy to have worked with these people, which still equates to a thank you. So I don't know what you're going to say when you get up there for your 45 seconds that'll turn into 5 minutes. That, you know.
Well, you get up there and say Obama hates black people.
What a twist. Just like, wait, what?
I think that's what they're hoping for. Is for some politically charged, like somebody's going to come up there and say something interesting for once, instead of just thank you to blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like the thank yous. I think that the best thank you or whatever speech that wasn't just a thank you was J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
it's like, get up there, call your parents, don't text them, don't write them, call your parents. And it's like a sort of if you want to say it was a thank you to his parents, but at the same time it was a very
and a really genuine moment.
It was a genuine moment, and that's just incredible. So, well, then we'll get on to the last two categories: best picture, best director. So here we are in the last two categories. The bigguns be best director, best picture. Best director. My pick is straight up going to be a butchering of the person's name, but I'll say it's going to be Alejandro G. Inarritu? I'm so sorry. Inarritu for The Revenant, because...
It's not hard to say. Inarritu.
Alejandro Inarritu.
I guess you should probably trill that R a little bit.
That's
Inarritu.
But name butchering aside, I'm betting he wins it for The Revenant, because it's got all the buzz and whatnot behind it. I wish it would go to George Miller for Mad Max Fury Road, but alas, the Academy never seems to know how to pick ones that are popular in culture, so they always go with the weird ones, the left-leaning ones, which almost made me think Spotlight, but The Revenant, because it's just, man versus wilderness kind of story. Right. It's really about the human element.
The human element.
The human element that makes it what it is. It just, I think it's going to win because it has the sort of, I guess you would say, the wave of support behind it, or expectation. Kind of the way that, gosh, I still am pissed off about Michael Keaton not winning for Birdman, because it took the other ones. It's like it was like a foregone conclusion for Best Picture and Best Director, which it won, but it didn't get Best Actor, which it should have. But old bitterances aside, Alejandro for The Revenant, I should say.
Revenant. See, nobody even knows what the name of that movie is.
I misspell it on a regular basis. The Reverend? What? It's a movie about the priesthood? No, it's The Revenant.
No, that's Spotlight.
That's Spotlight. Okay, yes. So, what is your pick?
Man, I was so close to going with Inarritu.
Really? Okay.
I was. I mean, it's kind of, Revenant's got the buzz. And for all the reasons you said.
Yeah.
But I think that really the Academy is upset that they never gave the award to the director of Babe.
Really?
Never even nominated the director of the original Mad Max. George Miller is going to win.
You're kidding. Oh, I was waiting for you to say, which is why George Miller's not going to win again, and it's going to go to... No, so you really think...
George Miller is going to win it.
You really think
yes,
he'll win it?
I sincerely believe that George Miller is going to win it. Okay. I don't think that they'll give it to Inarritu.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I was close on it. I'm not gonna lie. I think that it is kind of a close race, but I think George Miller wins it. I think George Miller. It's again the Gold Watch Award, but he did a great movie that everybody loved. It got nominated for a bunch of awards, so obviously the Academy loves it.
Okay.
And George Miller, yeah.
Okay.
George Miller takes it.
See, he's on my dark horse. I wish this would win. Maybe it'll win list. But I went with the safe choice. And when it gets down to these last ones, I really want to go...
I don't think they'll give it to Inarritu again.
Really?
They won't give it to Inarritu again because they haven't given it to George Miller. Okay. And it's his turn. He deserves it. It's his first nomination.
Really?
For goodness sake. George Miller, for goodness sake. You're okay. Fine. Yeah, we nominated him so that we could give it to him.
Really? Maybe.
That's the way I see it.
Okay.
I may be wrong come election day, but...
I sincerely hope you're right. I'm just going to stick with the Revenant, but I want it to be Mad Max. I really do. Who knows? Maybe
still sticking with it after that impassioned plea.
After that impassioned plea, I really want George Miller to win it. I'll wait until the last day and follow our Twitter accounts, people, because we'll be live tweeting the Oscars. I might have a change of heart over the coming weeks. Okay. But leading up to the Oscars, but I'm really...
After you see George Miller win all of the other awards.
If I have this feeling like if they win, they aren't nominated for any of the big ones, which I really think that
they're nominated for Best Picture.
They're nominated for Best Picture, but they aren't nominated for like Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress or Actor. I would have nominated Charlize Theron for Best Supporting Actress in a heartbeat.
Best Actor
or Best
Actress. She was the star of
that
that film.
Or Best Actress because she was pretty much the star.
Yeah, it wasn't Mad Max. It was her.
It was her. But I would still, yeah. If I would have seen that, I would have preferred that. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a change of heart. I'm just going with the safe bet because I feel like it's sort of like, wow, you pulled an Academy Award nominee worthy performance out of DiCaprio. This deserves a nomination at the very least. But
I don't see it given to him because he's already won. So now we've got to give it to somebody else. Maybe. And we got to give it to George Miller, for God's sakes.
It could be wise that he might pass before we have enough time to acknowledge that he wins or acknowledge that he was a good director.
Well, I think he's got another good 20 years in him, but and he wants to do a nice little safe.
I thought David Bowie had another 200
before he does. David Bowie's Living on Mars.
Yeah, I
know. Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay. Well, I guess then that moves us on to Best Picture. Fake drum roll, please. And my pick is, no shock, The Revenant. Yes. For all the reasons before, the tidal wave, the general buzz surrounding it, the bare CGI. Maybe it won't win some of the other awards, but I think just as a whole, I think that even prior to the award nominees coming out, and before it even had buzz behind it, there was sort of that feel that it wasn't Oscar baity, but it did feel Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
In that way that you kind of get that sense from certain films where it comes out, and there's some that come out that like The Big Short or like Spotlight that feel like they feel like Oscar bait.
Yeah.
Or Trumbo, which isn't up. Hey, you know what? There's 10 possible category or 10 possible nominees. They only picked 8. They could have put Trumbo in Star Wars. Hello.
Yeah, Star Wars.
But no,
Or Straight Outta Compton.
Or Straight Outta Compton, hello, which was expected to be nominated for more.
It was expected.
Which was expected.
Seriously, Mitchell for Best Actor. Really?
So,
anyway,
again,
he was so good in that movie.
I don't see this again as a white. The Oscar's so white as a swing and a miss. It's like,
yeah.
How could you miss it? It was like practically, it was in there in the Oscar baity category in a way. It's like, it's a musical drama slash history.
Like countercultural. I mean, everything that you want.
Anyway, so I would say it goes to The Revenant for just the sheer tidal wave behind it, and it has that feel of something that you wouldn't mind. I think that I've seen a shift. At least it seems like there's been a shift lately in the way the Academy Awards are say done. Let's face it. Okay, we're talking Best Picture. We're talking the Academy Awards. The viewership has been in decline for a while now. No matter how many new hosts they throw at it, whether they throw somebody edgy, quote unquote edgy, like a knife, like a 90s goth, edgy, it just never works out. Either the person's too flat because they're going with the script, or they go off script in a way that turns off millions of viewers at home. Either that, or they're as vanilla as a vanilla bean wrapped in vanilla leaves, like Ellen DeGeneres. You're just like in a white pants. Yeah. You couldn't get more vanilla than that.
Yeah. Or what they had?
Billy Crystal.
Franco and Anne Hathaway.
Swing and a miss, and a miss, and a miss.
Oh, uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable to watch.
So bad it was like made you squirm in your seat.
God. Yeah. I watched that.
Like I longed for Billy Crystal.
Yeah, you longed for the averageness.
Yes.
But okay, I think that the Academy is picking films.
Shudder. David Letterman.
God, yeah.
I know. Sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up. Brings up painful memories.
Yeah, I know. Like that's like very much Vietnam flashback type montage.
Uma.
God.
Oprah.
Milking a joke that's already dead. It's just like, let it go, man. You're like waiting for somebody to run up on stage. Anyway.
Waiting for that streaker that came out.
Yeah, waiting for something interesting to happen. But I think I've seen the Academy move towards films that are going to stand a test of time a little bit better. Ones that people will actually pick up at the video store, if they still existed, or stream.
Yeah.
And watch again. That's something that won't be...
And you're picking Revenant?
I'm picking Revenant. I'd rather pick Mad Max Fury Road. Truthfully. Either that or...
You're picking rewatchable. Mad Max is the one.
Mad Max is the one. I own that one. Thank you very much. Saw it several times in the
theater. And you're supposed to bring me my copy. Where is it?
Yeah, okay, that's true. I keep forgetting. But I would almost pick, if there's like 3 films, I think, in here that are probably rewatchable, probably ones that you would like say, okay, we're going through the Academy Awards over the years, and I'd pick The Revenant, The Martian, or Mad Max Fury Road, because those are the ones. Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Big Short, The Room, Spotlight. These ones are going to fade into obscurity once the...
I think Big Short might have some rewatchability. It's got some great performances, from what I hear.
Great performances.
But it's got great actors, so I assume great performances.
I just don't think it has that kind of appeal. It's going to keep people picking it up or remembering and saying, oh yeah, this film. I think the other 3 will. And out of those 3, I went with The Revenant because... it still has enough Academy-ishness, if you will, to it.
And you already picked Inarritu.
And I already picked Inarritu, which it's gone different ways before. It has.
Fairly often, yeah. It
has fairly often. So there's that possibility. But The Martian, despite the fact that it has Matt Damon in it. Our parents said they liked it, despite the fact that it had Matt Damon in it, and they don't like Matt Damon.
I love Matt Damon.
But they said that it was very watchable. I don't want to say very watchable. That sounds like damning with faint praise. It was watchable. Yeah,
Grazing with fate damning.
yeah, really. Anything can be watchable. You just sit there. Yep, there's a pin. I'll watch that. I don't know. I'm just going with The Revenant because one, it's a safe bet. It's a safe bet, and two, it's something that I think will stand the test of time. Out of the three of them, I think all the three that I listed, Mad Max, Martian, and Revenant, will be the ones that people will pick up off the shelf years from now or download years from now. Whatever video format we're watching things in the future. Right. Those are the ones that people are going to be rewatching. The other ones, to me, are too drama-y, too Oscar-baity, too I don't know, I guess you would say almost like politically / time focused, like like The Big Short in a way. It has that, like, right. Okay, it seems like it's well acted, but in 5-10 years, heck, even 2 years, do you think people are going to be talking about Big Short, or are they going to be picking up
Well,
Mad
of course
Max?
They are. Well, they're probably going to be watching Mad Max.
They're like, oh yeah, remember Big Short? Yeah, let's pop in Mad Max and we could talk about it while some explosions happen. But anyway, The Revenant. So what's your pick? I might have been a little wieldy in my explanation, but there it is.
Well, yeah, I think that if you're going for the safe bet, you go for Spotlight. Because Spotlight's winning all the awards. It's going to win the Best Picture award. I think strong runner-up, Revenant. I think that if there's a dark horse, it's Revenant. But, well, or maybe Big Short. Big Short might surprise everybody. Come out, pull out a Shakespeare in Love, and take it all. But no, Spotlight.
Really?
Yeah, I'm feeling Spotlight.
You'll have to give some justification because I'm just not feeling that at all. Like, out of all those there, that seems... Yeah, it's well, again, politics, so we don't
politics,
we don't like Christians, so let's just stick... I don't see...
Well, we don't like priests that diddle little boys.
No, but I think that Hollywood uses any excuse they can to, like, kind of...
Oh, I think that you overstate that. Passion of the Christ was up for a whole bunch of stuff.
Not that I recall. Like, maybe in the Golden Globes or other awards, but I don't remember it being up for Best Picture, was it? Best Director?
Maybe not Best Picture.
Best Actor?
Oh, well, you're not going to nominate Mel Gibson for Best. And Jim Caviezel's a horrible actor. Why would you nominate him for that? Anyway.
Well, there are other people too, but I'm just saying
that he was Jesus.
Okay, but I think that the Academy stays away from stuff like that, and if they had a preference, they'd rather bash on those. But like, I don't see them like giving it to Spotlight as much as it might be kind of like a little hobby horse on the side for them. I don't see that as something that's like.
Sorry. Everything I've read says that Spotlight's going to take it.
Really, I just haven't heard the buzz behind it. I've heard more buzz behind not Mad Max. I wish I'd heard buzz behind Mad Max, behind Revenant, or even The Martian.
I don't think that Revenant was a good enough movie to have the Academy say Best Picture.
Really?
I don't think enough people loved it that much. And the shine is wearing off very quickly.
Well, yeah.
And because I see that shine wearing off very quickly, I can't see them calling that one Best Picture.
Okay. Well, are the votes
although How Green Was My Valley won. So, at the end of the day, who knows? But because of all the buzz I've seen and pretty much everybody saying Spotlight, I have to go with Spotlight because it's the safe choice for me, because that's what everybody else is saying. So I'm not going to buck the field. I'm going to say Spotlight.
Yeah, watch us both be wrong, and it's like Mad Max. And I'm like, what? I mean, that's awesome, but what?
Yeah.
But yeah,
which would be awesome, but what?
I would be standing up and cheering if Mad Max won. I totally would. Yeah, there would be that faint disappointment, like, oh, I didn't get it right. But believe me, in my heart of hearts, I would rather see Star Wars win. But it's not up for an award now, is it, Hollywood?
It should have been.
10 possible slots, and you pick 8 films. It's just.
Yeah, so you made it 10 so that you could pick some popular films. Really?
Even though everybody acknowledges at this point that you'd be just kind of throwing a bone to the populace.
Yeah.
It's like your bone this year was Mad Max. Good choice. However, there was still room for Straight Outta Compton and Star Wars in that lineup. Now, wasn't there?
Yeah, and then you went to been all Oscar so whitey on you.
Yeah, really. What a shock. Anyway, so those...
Yeah, Mitchell should have got nominated for being Easy.
Yeah. Or Finn for Best Supporting Actor. I can't remember his real name, so I'm just going to call him Finn.
Okay.
Or maybe... I know it would have been another white guy, but I don't care. Maybe possibly Harrison Ford for Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor.
Supporting actor.
Supporting actor, but still, freaking A. Anyway, well, so we wrap up our Oscar special here. I want to thank you for joining us, and I want to also say that it's whatever movies get picked. We hope you tune in to us on our future endeavors, and that you follow us on Twitter. That's at Jester of Roanoke, or at Devon Stone, or our joint account, or at One More Rewrite spelled out, or we also own the rights to the one with a singular number 1.
We have one with the numeral 1 and one with the ONE. We'll be tweeting from the ONE, More Rewrite.
Yeah.
For the Academy Awards. I'll be tagging mine with an L. Jester, of course, be tagging with a J. And we'll let you know what all our thoughts are. I'll be covering the pregame show,
so to speak. Yeah.
And, of course, random thoughts from Jester, if he feels like it, about commenting on somebody's outfit, which he usually doesn't usually get into the fashion stuff, although
that's all Lunchbox's territory. And somebody needs to fill what's her face's shoes?
Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers' shoes for, oh my gosh, how do you...
Although last year I didn't find much to be upset about or to love. They were all just kind of outfits.
Well, last year...
I was very displeased. Didn't love anything, didn't hate anything.
Yeah, really. I mean, they get upset about Oscars so white, but really the past year's been so vanilla that you would think it's like...
Kind of had to see it coming.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll be starting early on in the day, commenting on the Oscar fashion as I see the arrivals, with maybe a comment or two thrown in by Jester. And then when the actual awards start, you'll get our views on who won, who lost, and who should have won. Why didn't you give it to Mad Max?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or the outrage, still bitter outrage over Michael Keaton not winning. He had the acceptance speech in his pocket. I want to know who he was going to thank. I want to know who he was going to say thank yous to. But
Inaratu.
But we don't need a script to say our thank yous to you. So thank you for joining us for our One More Rewrite Oscar podcast special. So for Lunchbox,
join us for the live tweet.
Yay! I'm Jester.